Hello dear students, in the previous video lecture I was explained in brief about first industrial policy of Government of India. In that video lecture I was just highlighted the need for this policy and also its objectives and features. But today let us discuss about another industrial policy, that is industrial policy of 1956. Before we discuss the objectives and features of this policy, let us understand the circumstances in which it was announced, that is, need for new industrial policy of 1956. Friends, the country was witnessed many significant developments between 1948 and 1956, and those developments necessitated the adoption of new industrial policy in the country. For instance, the Constitution of India was framed and accepted with fundamental rights and directive principles of state policy. The second one, the Government of India started 5-year plans for the country, and first 5-year plan was completed successfully by the time of 1956. The third one, the socialist pattern of society concept accepted as an instrument of socio-economic change of the country. Fourth one, ambitious second 5-year plan was came with more emphasis on large-scale industries for rapid industrialization of the country. In the context of above changes and developments in the country, the Government of India felt and thought the new policy, and accordingly it was announced on 30th April 1956. Please note the date of announcement of this policy, that is 30th April 1956. Now let us discuss what are the various objectives of this policy. The objectives of 1956 industrial policies are: first one, to accelerate the rate of economic growth to speed up industrialization in the country. Second one, to develop more heavy and machine making industries. Third one, to expand the base of public sector enterprises. Fourth one, to provide the scope for cooperative sector. Fifth one, to reduce disparities in income and wealth in the country. Sixth one, to prevent monopoly and concentration of economic power in the hands of few people. Now let us move towards what are the salient features or characteristics of 1956 industrial policy. The first and foremost significant characteristics of 1956 industrial policy is that it classified the Indian industries into three categories, that is, Schedule A industries consisting 17 industries whose development is the sole responsibility of the government. Then Schedule B industry. This schedule consists of 12 industries which are progressively state owned, but it is hoped that the private sector will also help the government to develop these industries. Schedule C industries, it contains all other residual industries and purely run by the private sector. The second characteristics of this policy is that reclassification or division of industry was not rigid and fixed in nature. That means private sector may allowed to participate and help the government to start any of the industry either in Schedule A category or Schedule B category. The third feature of this policy is that fair and non-discriminatory treatment to private sector. That means the government did not make any discrimination between public and private sector as far as government help is concerned. Fourth one, encouragement of cottage and small scale industries. That is, government gave more importance to develop these industries. Then fifth one, reduction of regional disparities. To prevent regional disparities in the country, the government take measures to develop more industries in less developed areas. Sixth one, training to technical and managerial personnel. That is, government take measures to provide training facilities in order to increase the operational efficiency in the industrial sector. Seventh one, to provide more amenities incentives to labor class. That means the government made the provision of amenities and incentives to encourage the working class. Eighth one, management of public sector enterprises. That means the government actively monitoring the public sector to overcome the inefficiency in operation. Now let us move towards the critical evaluation of this policy. The new industrial policy of 1956 certainly improvement over 1948 industrial policy because of the following reasons. First one, this policy expanded the base of public sector in the country. The second one, the division of industry was not rigid or fixed in nature. That is, B and C category industries allowed to develop by private sector in necessity cases. Third one, policy did not make discrimination between public and private sector as far as the government help is concerned. Fourth one, the policy did not contain threat of nationalization by the government, but the threat of nationalization was exist in 1948 industrial policy because government can take decision in respect of some basic and key industries nationalization part, but that particular threat or nationalization did not exist in 1956 industrial policy. Conclusion. In spite of the above merits, the 1956 policy was opposed by some progressive industrialists and demanded more freedom to private sector for the sake of rapid industrialization in the country. Before I conclude, please understand the present Commerce and Industry Minister of Government of India. The present Commerce and Industry Ministry of India is Piyush Goyal. That is Piyush Goyal. Thank you.